to recruit again. Evil words me not promote them. See one by one, shine your light them up. Let's kick evil out of town, yeah. See one by one, shine your light them up. Shine your light, I beg you, shine your light to know. See one by one, shine your light them up. Let's kick evil out of town, yeah. See one by one, shine your light them up. Shine your light, I beg you, shine your light to know. Well, I am positive and I tell them to beware. Now look at me, humility and things that me fear. Goliaths are wrong, but I got my stone and my sling. Ready to fight against, but stands against my king. Deception is like a growing tumor. Some dress like Gucci, but I really Puma. Some don't tell half truth, but I really rumor. All in box, but them a scooter. I'm just trying to change the life of a youth. To recruit again, evil words me not promote them. See one by one, shine your light them up. Let's kick evil out of town, yeah. See one by one, shine your light them up. Shine your light, I beg you, shine your light to know. See one by one, shine your light them up. Let's kick evil out of town, yeah. See one by one, shine your light them up. Shine your light, I beg you, shine your light to know. I'm from a place where dreams are far-fetched. That no mean me have to steal. Living a life under the blood of Jesus. We real young. Well, if I no Christ, so we are preach. Little Johnny have a ton shooter, and that's the truth, yeah. The problem have to start from the root, yeah. Select how we pull up that one, yeah. See one by one, shine your light them up. Let's kick evil out of town, yeah. See one by one, shine your light them up. Shine your light, I beg you, shine your light to know. See one by one, shine your light them up. Let's kick evil out of town, yeah. See one by one, shine your light them up. Shine your light, I beg you, shine your light to know. Shine your light, whoa. Oh, they hear me now. Shine your light, whoa. Well, if I no Christ, so we are free. Little Johnny, I got ton shooter. Don't let us change the generation, yeah. Let your light so shine. I'm gonna let it shine.
For the best in local gospel music, listen to The Street 919 FM.
Feeling that type of way, so high that I am floating over clouds. No needles in my veins, not talking about no powder in my nose. Let me tell you one time, since I met the Savior, my life filled with sunshine, unlimited favor. Whenever I outside, people watch me strange, but them no understand that it's Jesus in my brain. Boy, I'm telling you, I can't get enough of this feeling. I can't let it go. Just every time you give me what I need, I just keep wanting more. I keep wanting more. I just can't get enough of you. Lord, I just can't get enough of you. Lord, I just can't get enough of you. I just can't get enough. Just can't get enough. Watch how I'm floating, high over mountain. Those kind of flowing, only overdosing. No, if this thing illegal, it's best they throw me in jail. Cause it's all that the Father gives to me, they can never take it away. I say I can't get enough of this feeling, I can't let it go. Cause every time you give me what I need, I just keep wanting more. I keep wanting more. I just can't get enough of you. Lord, I just can't get enough of you. Lord, I just can't get enough of you. I just can't get enough. Just can't get enough. Can't get enough. Can't get enough. Feeling that type of way, so high that I am floating over clouds. No needles in my veins, not talking about no powder in my nose. Let me tell you one time, since I met the Savior, my life filled with sunshine, unlimited favor. Whenever I outside, people watch me strange, but them no understand that it's Jesus in my brain. Boy, I'm telling you, I can't get enough of this feeling. I can't let it go. Cause every time you give me what I need, I just keep wanting more. I keep wanting more. I just can't get enough of you. Lord, I just can't get enough of you. Lord, I just can't get enough of you. I just can't get enough. Just can't get enough. Watch how I'm floating, high over mountain. Those kind of flowing, only overdosing. No, if this thing illegal, it's best they throw me in jail. Cause it's all that the Father gives to me, they can never take it away. I say I can't get enough of this feeling. I can't let it go. Cause every time you give me what I need, I just keep wanting more. I keep wanting more. I just can't get enough of you. Lord, I just can't get enough of you. Lord, I just can't get enough of you. I just can't get enough. Just can't get enough. Enough of you. Lord, I just can't get enough of you. Lord, I just can't get enough of you. Just can't get enough. Just can't get enough. I can't get enough of this feeling. I can't let it go. Cause every time you give me what I need, I just keep wanting more. I keep wanting more. I just can't get enough of you. Lord, I just can't get enough of you. Lord, I just can't get enough of you. Lord, I just can't get enough. Just can't get enough. Can't get enough. Can't get enough. Feeling that type of way, so high that I am floating over clouds. No needles in my veins, not talking about no powder in my nose. Let me tell you one time, since I met the Savior, my life filled with sunshine, unlimited favor. Whenever I outside, people watch me strange, but them no understand that it's Jesus in my brain. Boy, I'm telling you, I can't get enough of this feeling. I can't let it go. Cause every time you give me what I need, I just keep wanting more. I keep wanting more. I just can't get enough of you. Lord, I just can't get enough of you. Lord, I just can't get enough of you. I just can't get enough. Just can't get enough. Watch how I'm floating, high over mountain. Those kind of flowing, only overdosing. No, if this thing illegal, it's best they throw me in jail. Cause it's all that the Father gives to me, they can never take it away. I say I can't get enough of this feeling. I can't let it go. Cause every time you give me what I need, I just keep wanting more. I keep wanting more. I just can't get enough of you. Lord, I just can't get enough of you. Can't get enough. Can't get enough. Feeling that type of way, so high that I am floating over clouds. No needles in my veins, not talking about no powder in my nose. Let me tell you one time, since I met the Savior, my life filled with sunshine, unlimited favor. Whenever I outside, people watch me strange, but them no understand that it's Jesus in my brain. Boy, I'm telling you, I can't get enough of this feeling. I can't let it go. Cause every time you give me what I need, I just keep wanting more. I keep wanting more. And I just can't get enough of you. Lord, I just can't get enough of you. Lord, I just can't get enough of you. I just can't get enough. Just can't get enough. Watch how I'm floating, high over mountain. Those kind of flowing, only overdosing. Now, if this thing illegal, it's best they throw me in jail. Cause it's all that the Father gives to me, they can never take it away. I say I can't get enough of this feeling, I can't let it go. Cause every time you give me what I need, I just keep wanting more. I keep wanting more. And I just can't get enough of you. Lord, I just can't get enough of you. Lord, I just can't get enough of you. I just can't get enough. Just can't get enough. Enough of you. Lord, I just can't get enough of you. Lord, I just can't get enough of you. Just can't get enough. Just can't get enough. I can't get enough of this feeling. I can't let it go. Cause every time you give me what I need, I just keep wanting more. I keep wanting more. And I just can't get enough of you. Lord, I just can't get enough of you. Lord, I just can't get enough of you. Lord, I just can't get enough. Just can't get enough.
For the best in local gospel music, listen to The Street 919 FM.
True story. Hey, my testimony. My testimony. Yeah. Woke up in the morning, got breath in my spirit, and I don't load. I want to know what it is in my spirit that I don't load. Jesus saying yes, then nobody could say no. Say no. Weeping may endure for the night, but they don't know that when they come with it, see me, say, oh, I like that. And when they come with the doctors report, me say, oh, I like that. And when you say you can't mount to nothing, oh, it's I like that. Tell them gone with the negative sound. Oh, I like that. I stand firm, you stand back. Watch God work, no lunch break. That speak Jesus truth. Forget the facts. I hear what they say. I didn't say that. If God say yes, then totally slap. Stand on your word and just answer back. Stand on your word and just answer back. Stand on your word and then answer back. Bend the bar. Bend the bar. Lying down sick and in bed. The devil messing with the head. The Devil messing with your bread. Take away your picky bank, take away your head. Oh, no sickness, no blight, no devil from down low. Can't keep me from what Jesus said is mine, and you don't know that when you come with it, see me, me say, oh, Salaida. And when they come with the doctors report, me say, oh, Salaida. And when you say you can't mount to nothing, that's a lie, that's a lie. Come with the negative shot, come with the negative. I stand firm, you stand back. Watch God work, no lunch break, now speak Jesus truth. Forget the facts, I hear what they say. God didn't say that. If God say yes, then don't miss that. Stand on your word and just answer back. Stand on your word and just answer back. Stand on your word and just answer. By His stripes I am healed. It is just for me. Whose report would you believe? Whose report would you believe? Whose report would you believe? Whose report would you believe?
Well, good morning, Trinidad and Tobago, and those of you who locked onto the street. 919 FM. It is 11:40, and I'm with you here at Google until 1 o'clock when Bishop Aaron Williams take over and take you until 2. We want to thank all our sponsor segments that would have gone before. We had first up Pastor Johnson with the Church of the Firstborn Assembly and his legal corner, and then after that we had the Gapman program, which they give you good health and health tips that would encourage you to have your body in a good working condition. So again, thank you all very much for coming on the Street 919 FM, staying with us even from this morning with Bruce Wayne and I believe it's Sharon, and you know, we continue to give you good programming. We continue to try our best to give you good programming. All right here on the Street 919 FM. So it's my turn now, and I hope that you do stay with me because I have some interesting things to talk about in the short time that I have with you today. So one of the things that I wanted to highlight was a story that I just saw in the news. Very interesting story I'm going to highlight to you, but I want you to join me on YouTube and on Facebook. I saw someone sent a message asking us to join them, to send out the YouTube link, and I believe that the YouTube is up. So if you are looking for us on YouTube, we are on YouTube right now. All right, if you're looking for us on YouTube, you can find me right there on YouTube. And if you are looking for me on Facebook, well, you're going to see me in a short bit on Facebook. All right, so don't touch your dial. This is your station that defends the nation. All right, the Street 919 FM, and I am always encouraged by persons who would meet me from time to time and let me know, Pastor Google, I'm always locked on. And I'm encouraged by, the programming on the Street 919 FM. And it's a pleasure for us to always do our best to keep you informed on situations and things that are happening in Trinidad and Tobago, and sometimes by extension the world. So, moving forward, I'm about to tell you about a story I just read. Where did I read that story? I'm going to find the story for you, and I'm going to read it for you. It's a story concerning Republic Bank. Alright, it's a story concerning Republic Bank. I'm going to get that story for you and read it for you and give you an idea of what is going on. It's a story, and when I read it, I was like, wow, okay, I wasn't aware of that. Where did I see that story now? Okay, I think I'm going to find that story and show you, read it for you. So it's a story about Republic Bank employees. I don't know how many of you would have heard about it, but it's a story about Republic Bank employees. Come on, I don't believe this. Can't find it right now. Fair enough. I'm going to find it. When I get it, I'm going to read it for you. Okay? When I find it, I am going to read it for you. What is a story concerning Republic Bank employees? Right? Okay, but in the meanwhile, while I look for that story and I am getting other things prepared for you, yesterday cleaning up my phone, I came across a video. When I saw the video, I said, but wait, this video is very interesting. Very, very interesting. I said, I would have heard the video before, I would have looked at the video before, but I can't remember if Trinidad and Tobago is aware of this video. As I said, I would have reminded you all of the video today. But before I do that, I don't know how many of you have seen a security video that has been making its rounds around social media, trying to inform you and make you aware of some hackers, persons who are trying to hack your phone, hack your WhatsApp, and hack other parts of your phone. So, look, I want to show you this video, and I want you to please take notes of it. Please take note of it. It's a video warning you about hackers. So come on the live and you see this video. Listen to this video.
From Air Support Tactical Security Limited. From time to time I would normally come to talk about GPS tracking, but today I'll be focusing on something else and relates to what is happening currently with a lot of people in Trinidad and Tobago. So a lot of people's accounts are being hacked, Facebook, Instagram, even WhatsApp. Now there's a scam going around that I need to bring to your attention, because I don't know why the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service is not making some sort of announcement on this. But what's happening is that you would get a call from someone purporting to be a police officer. They will give name, badge number, and even suggest that they belong to the cyber unit. This information is not true. And what they would insist in this particular scam is that they have evidence to believe that you have been hacked. They are trying to track the hackers, and they will ask you to to give them a confirmation code that will be sent to your phone so that they can access and track the hackers. Do not give any confirmation code to anyone. There'll be a 6-digit confirmation code that might be sent via WhatsApp or Instagram, even Facebook. Do not give this code to anyone. Additionally, if you get an email or a message from a friend, somebody who is trusted in your contact list, could be a member of family or anything like that, stating that they were trying to change their code or something on their phone and was sent to you accidentally, and asking for that confirmation code, do not give any confidential code to anyone. That is how they will grab your accounts. Now, this should be common knowledge. I'm sharing this with everyone so that you would hear it, and I'm asking you if you could share this video as well. I cannot speak about the importance of keeping the confirmation code, that 6-digit confirmation code that is sent to your phone. I speak about the importance of not sharing that with anyone. You must not share that with anyone. What happens is that if you share that with someone, they are activating your account on another phone. And that is the confirmation code that they need to move your account from your phone to theirs. And once that happens, it is almost impossible to get it back. Now imagine all of the information on your WhatsApp, your conversations, the people that you talk to, same thing with Instagram, Facebook, if you're talking to friends, family, bankers, sharing your credit card information, all of these things are now going to be accessible to a hacker. So this is the only piece of advice I want to give for today. I'm asking people, please be very vigilant. You know, once you lose your account, you lose a lot of information, especially for many of us who are also doing trading on Instagram and Facebook. So it's for social media on the whole, where you have your business accounts, you manage your engagement with your customers. These things are important, and losing that means it's going to have some effect on your reputation. So it's very important that you focus on not giving that confirmation code, being very vigilant, make sure that you have strong passwords and protect your information. So that's it. Thanks very much for listening. I hope you guys could share this information. I know it's a sort of a long video, but I just want to make sure and explain that. Thanks very much.
All right, so you would have heard that video. Right, so you would have heard that video, and there is now this video to show you. All right, just now, Trinidad and Tobago, just now. All right, right, so I'm back with you, Trinidad and Tobago. So I want to show you this now. So just want to back up what he was saying. How many of you have gotten this video on your phone? You may have gotten a text message, you may have gotten a phone call telling you that you won money from Samsung. And this is a video that they would send to your phone. I don't know how many of you got this to your phone. Look at this.
Someday, you can take a good look at it. This is your one prize money. You can take a good look at it. You can see for yourself. All you have to do, you have to follow due process. You will get your cash delivered to your doorstep. You can take a good look at it. Look at it. You can see it. You can see for yourself. You can see. You can see. All right. You have to pay.
How many of you have gotten a video like this on your phone, telling you that you have won money from Samsung? Anybody ever got this video on their phone, saying that you won money from Samsung, and you have to redeem your prize? Huh? So now they reach as far now as sending you videos of people who they say won money. Huh? So this is how they tell you to full out. I'm going to show you all the information. Have you ever seen this before? Have this ever come to your phone? Have this ever come to your phone? Come on the live and tell me. You let me know. Come on the live and tell me. This is what the guy is talking about. People hacking your phone and people wanting to get your information. And in order for them to get your information, in order to hack your account and to do all these things, they send you this information for you to fill out. Have you ever gotten a picture of this? Have you ever seen this before? Huh? Samsung 2022 lottery promo form. And they ask you to fill out the form. And look at the things that the form should ask you for your first and last name, your middle name, your phone number, your email, next of kin, your occupation. If you're single, if you're divorced, they're asking you for your phone number, but they're sending this to your phone. Something like that, just go ahead. Huh? You ever see this? You ever got this to your phone before? If you ever gotten this tearful before, please be careful. And then they started sending these videos. Look at this video and listen to this guy well.
Thank you, Brother Thomas and Sister Lisa, for making me receive my prize money. And also thank you, Samsung Company. God bless you. On May 29, 2020.
So what they start to do is they start to bombard your phone now to show you that there are persons and people who won. And if they won, why you could win? So why you don't come and try and win? So they start to bombard your phones with these videos. I want you to listen to these videos. Watch it to know. So when you get it, you will know, hey, I see this before.
One of the Samsung promo winners. I want to thank the Samsung company at large for the great thing that they did. You know, there are a lot of people out there who needed this, and among thousands of people, I was selected. I am very grateful for that. It's a life-changing experience. I want to thank them all. Mr. Emmanuel, Mr. Scott, I want to thank you guys for all the work that you did to help me in this situation. But special thanks give out to Mr. James Williams. He wasn't just an agent for me in this situation. He is more as a friend, and I want to thank him for all that he's done. He's a lifetime friend now with me, and I'm just looking for great things to happen through this promo for Go Samsung. Thanks a lot.
So I hope that you would have looked at the videos that I just showed and make yourself aware of it, right? Make yourself aware of it. Go in for the news and come back.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Dr. Livette. Join him right here on your radio every Friday afternoon from 5:05 p.m. to 5:35 p.m. for your dose of the health and wellness in a program that is sure to change your life. Popular for promoting Livette rather than diet, Dr. Livette has transformed a number of lives nationwide and is now live on the Street 919 FM every Friday from 5:05 p.m. Tune in and also learn about the U-Juice to build your immunities and promote overall great health. Dr. Livette on the Street 919 FM this and every Friday from 5:05 p.m. to 5:35 p.m. It's time that you live.
Join Pastor Kelvin Heinerine and friends for The Way, The Truth, The Life Radio Ministry, a Church of God ministry, live on the Street 919 FM from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. This and every Sunday on the Street 919 FM. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh to the Father except through me. John chapter 14, verse 6. For further information, contact 686-3845, 349-5178, or 342-7303.
Conscious Talk, where we are at and where we are going. After a storm, there is a calm. Where there is darkness, light follows. Where there is evil, good overcometh. It's Conscious Talk with Steve Antoine. every Thursday from 10:25 a.m. to 10:55 a.m. It's Conscious Talk. Conscious Talk.
In Trinidad and Tobago, there are so many things to talk about. Social issues, injustice, child abuse, domestic violence, political scandals, and much more. On HOTP, we will cover all that and much more. Don't forget, you can catch us every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday nights from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Facebook and Instagram. Hot off the press. Hot topics, no filter.
Tune in to the Street 919 FM every Friday from 9:15 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. with Kingdom Health Services, situated at number 125 Eastern Main Road in Tunapuna. For the program, Health and Healing, merging the old with the new with Mr. Brent Diet. For more information, call 318-7471 or 484-0141 or 360-4100. It's all about Kingdom Health Services on the Street 919 FM.
Blessings in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Nikki Garcia, and you are invited to listen to the Final Hour broadcast every Monday from 12 midnight to 5 in the morning on the Street 919 FM radio. Here, Pastor Helen Garcia and my husband, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the Word of God. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444. Tune in and prepare to be blessed.
As my life I lay it on the altar, as my life.
Hi, what's up, TNT? This is Wayne Johnson out of Brooklyn, New York. I always wanted to do something back home, and we're going to be doing our gospel segment on Mondays from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight. That's 10 p.m. to 12 midnight on 91.9 FM. Listen what I want you to do. Spread the word. Spread the word, TNT. Salvation, full and free. Salvation is for everybody. Mondays from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight. That's 10 p.m. to 12 midnight on 91.9 FM.
Tune into the Street 91.9 FM
every Sunday from 10:05 a.m. to 11 a.m.
for the Repairing of the Breach radio program with me, Bishop Sherwin R. Thomas.
The scripture says, and they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places.
Thou shalt raise up the foundation of many generations, and thou shalt be called the repairers of the breach, the restorers of the paths to dwell in.
Don't miss it. Repairing the Breach radio program with Bishop Sherwin R. Thomas on the Street 919 FM every Sunday from 10:05 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Good about that looking like it real bad.
Are you ready for that boat experience again? The Sea Champion and the Embassy say, book with us for that unforgettable boat ride experience. Sea Champion leaving from Kings Wharf, San Fernando, and the Embassy leaving from Breakfast Shed, Port of Spain, or Westside Trinidad. For more information, call 399-5959, 281-4723, or email us at coralvisiontT@gmail.com. Book now and reserve your cruise.
Hey, that boat, I look like it's not wet.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Broadcasting from Trinidad to the world. The Street 919FM.com. News from the Street 919FM.com. Here's what's happening.
Good afternoon. I am Vanessa Thomas with the 12 o'clock news on the street, 919 FM and online, Facebook and YouTube. In the headlines, another day of protest over bad roads in South Trinidad. Husband and wife shot outside their home in Chaguanas. Husband dies. Internationally, the Joe Biden administration to announce $1.75 billion in funding to upgrade rail stations across the U.S. And now the news in detail. Another day of blocked roads and burning debris in South Trinidad as fed-up residents protest over bad roads. Following protests in Barrackpore, Princestown and St. Mary's yesterday, the demonstrations continued in Moruga this morning as residents called on the authorities to repair landslides and potholes along their roads. The frustrated residents say they are fed up of having to navigate through roads with crater-like potholes. Meanwhile, taxi drivers and residents of Macaulay in Claxton Bay are also protesting to highlight the poor road conditions in their area. The drivers blame WASA and big trucks for the current state of the roads. They want the Ministry of Works to intervene and fix them. In other news, residents of Upper and Lower Camuto are pleading with the National Water Company for pipe-borne water supply. The residents alleged that it has been a week without water, and WASA has not provided much assistance for the community's ongoing water shortage since last year. According to one resident, while the water supply was never consistent throughout the week, they had water for at least every other day. The resident stated that despite several complaints about the water shortages to WASA, the agency's representatives were unable to provide an explanation. Meanwhile, according to reports, WASA's corporate communications manager Daniel Plenty has stated that service to the area has been disrupted by ongoing emergency repair work in the nation's northeast region. He said while repairs are being done, affected customers can request a truck supply of water through WASA's call center. In more news, a Chaguanas man who was shot along with his wife last night has died. 29-year-old Dwayne Robinson of Goodwill Road Enterprise was sitting outside his home talking with his 41-year-old wife around 8:45 p.m. when a white Nissan 80 wagon stopped and the occupants began shooting at them. Robinson was shot several times while his wife was shot in the right buttock. They were taken to hospital by medical personnel who were called to the scene. However, Robinson was pronounced dead while his wife is being treated. Did you notice how hot it was yesterday? That's because Trinidad's daily average temperature peaked at 33.7 degrees Celsius, according to last evening's update and forecast from the TNT Met Office. Tobago was a bit cooler, with the maximum temperature at Crown Point recorded at 30.3 degrees Celsius. According to today's forecast, temperatures are expected to be just as hot, with temperatures peaking at 33 degrees Celsius. TNT is also expected to experience moderate Saharan dust today, with the Met Office advising that dust concentrations would remain mild to moderate for most of this week. Sensitive individuals are advised to continue taking the necessary precautions. Finally, on the international scene, the Joe Biden administration is expected to announce today $1.75 billion in infrastructure funding to improve accessibility at the nation's public rail stations, allowing local transit authorities to retrofit stations with elevators to accommodate travelers with disabilities. The White House estimates that over 900 transit stations across the U.S., known as legacy stations, are not fully accessible. The announcement is the latest in a series of steps the Department of Transportation has taken to improve accessibility in transportation. And that was the 12 o'clock news on the street, 919 FM, and online, Facebook and YouTube. Recapping the headlines, another day of protest over bad roads in South Trinidad. Husband and wife shot outside their home in Chaguanas. Husband dies. Internationally, the Joe Biden administration to announce $1.75 billion in funding to upgrade rail stations across the U.S. Do enjoy your afternoon and continue to be safe. I am Vanessa Thomas.
919fm.com.
Enough of them a talk until they realize it. Church people not boring, no. There's so many things that we do, they don't know. Tell them about the gospel and they criticize it. But we teams them always overload. This one for the Christians out the road. From when we come from the party pumping, say they never know Christians at one song. When the DJ bounce the radio.
For the best in local gospel music, listen to the street. 919 FM.
Change their mind when we march out. Enough of them a talk until they realize it. Church people not boring, no. There's so many things that we do, they don't know. Tell them about the gospel and they criticize it. But we teams them always overload. This one for the Christians out the road. From when we come from the party pumping, say they never know Christians at one song. When the DJ bounce the rhythm, no they never know Christians at one song. When the gospel artists that sing, say they never know Christians at one song. It's Jesus Christ we repping, no they never know Christians at one song. Tell them we up, 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 we up. Tell them we up, 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 we up. It's a church party, inviting everybody. Gospel ceremony as we praise our Lord.
Big up to the crew. Sincerity team I pass through. Jesse God we love you. So tell the DJ spin the tune. Good vibes it a brew. Low pace pass me the Jesus Jew. Hold that. With the cup with the ice there. We a party all night cause we up there.
From when we touch down the party pumping, say they never know Christians at one song. When the DJ bounce the rhythm, no they never know Christians at one song. When the gospel artists that sing, say they never know Christians at one song. It's Jesus Christ we repping, no they never know. Change their mind when we march out. Enough of them a talk until they realize it. Church people not boring, no. There's so many things that we do, they don't know. Tell them about the gospel and they criticize it. But we teams them always overload. This one for the Christians out the road. From when we come from the party pumping, say they never know Christians at one song. When the DJ bounce the rhythm, no they never know Christians at one song. When the gospel artists that sing, say they never know Christians at one song. It's Jesus Christ we repping, no they never know Christians at one song. Tell them we up, 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 we up. Tell them we up, 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 we up. It's a church party, inviting everybody. Gospel ceremony as we praise our Lord.
Big up to the crew. Sincerity team I pass through. Jesse God we love you. So tell the DJ spin the tune. Good vibes it a brew. Low pace pass me the Jesus Jew. Hold that. With the cup with the ice there. We a party all night cause we up there.
From when we touch down the party pumping, say they never know Christians at one song. When the DJ bounce the rhythm, no they never know Christians at one song. When the gospel artists that sing, say they never know Christians at one song. It's Jesus Christ we repping, no they never know Christians at one song. Tell them we up, 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 we up. Tell them we up, 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 we up. It's a church party, inviting everybody. Gospel ceremony as we praise our Lord.
Living for Christ and enjoying myself and
give thanks and praise we have.
Rebuke the enemy, we send them to hell and
good vibes to renew we strive.
When we touch the stage, the place done up.
Been dead done that the place done turn up.
Keep the vibes clean cause we never were burn up.
Leaving them place for artists to come out. When you touch down the party pumping, say they never know Christians at one song. When the DJ bounce the rhythm, no they never know Christians at one song. When the gospel artists that sing, say they never know Christians at one song. It's Jesus Christ we repping, no they never know Christians at one song. Tell them we up, we up, we up, we up, we up,
gospel ceremony as we praise our Lord.
For the best in local gospel music, listen to The Street 919 FM.
We up, it's a church party, inviting everybody. Well, I don't know, it's yours truly, Nigel Lopez on the inside. Pastor Google, you don't know.
For the best in local gospel music, listen to The Street 919 FM.
All right, so that's new music coming down from Mr. Nigel Lopez. And let me say good afternoon to him and his lovely fiancé who is locked onto The Street 919 FM. Nigel, continue doing the work that you're doing and continue to producing great gospel music for Trinidad and Tobago. All right, and not just Trinidad and Tobago, but by extension the world, because we have people from all over the world listening to The Street 919 FM. Let me say good afternoon to all of you joining me on YouTube and my Facebook family. Good afternoon to you guys. How all of you doing? I hope everybody's doing fine. And, well, I just have a few minutes with you. So I need to do, I wanted to just, I didn't find the story that I wanted to share with you from Republic Bank. But I wanted to give you this story, highlight this story for you, which is the Ministry of Sports. I got this message from the Ministry of Sport, the Minister of Sport, Ms. Shamfa Kojo. Good afternoon to you, Ms. Shamfa Kojo. How are you? Hope all is well. Trinidad and Tobago to host the 2023 Commonwealth Youth Games. All right, so the announcement was made that Trinidad and Tobago to host the 2023 Commonwealth Youth Games. So that's some good news coming out from the Ministry of Sports and Community Development. Great news coming out from the Ministry of Sports and Community Development. Let me say good afternoon again to the Minister of Sports and Community Development, the Honorable Ms. Shamfa Kojo. And I did receive the message, and I have now informed the nation that Trinidad and Tobago to host the 2023 Commonwealth Youth Games. We look forward to that. We're not ready, Trinidad and Tobago, looking forward to hosting the Commonwealth Games in 2023. Also, let me say good afternoon to a young lady who have been listening to our program for the past, she has been listening to 91.9 for the past 8 years, Miss Marcia. Thank you very much, Miss Marcia from Palo Seco. We enjoy having you with us, and we hope that you're not going to touch that dial and stay locked on and tune in to the Street 919 FM, Miss Marcia. All right, and that is coming from your loving daughter-in-law. You know, she is very happy to be your daughter-in-law. I could tell you that. I could tell you that much, Miss Marcia. All right, so we're hearing a lot about the Minister of Energy and Energy Affairs, Minister Stuart Young, the Honorable Minister Stuart Young, and you're hearing a whole lot of stuff about him recusing himself from cabinet because of conflict of interest, some people would say. Some people would say because of integrity. All right? So, we have been hearing a whole lot about it, and there are some people who are saying that, you see, Larry Cruzal, 95, I think it is. Some people are very upset about it. Let me tell you how I know that some people are upset. Because I was walking down Frederick Street yesterday. Two gentlemen was arguing about it. Two gentlemen, elderly gentlemen. One was saying that he find it to be very unfair. All right, one gentleman found it to be very unfair that the minister would have to recuse himself so many times. Right? And one gentleman asked him, do you know what is the meaning of the word recusal? Do you have an idea? Are you aware of what is the meaning of the word? And the other gentleman who he was having the discussion with he didn't too care to know. He just find 93 times or 95 times was too much, and he thinks that, you know what, that just should not happen. I was listening on my way home yesterday also, and I was listening to other frequencies, and you're hearing people with the same view, that they find that that was too much times to recruit yourself. And I was talking to myself and saying, I wonder if people really understand what the word recusal means? Or is it that we just want to be so difficult, or we just find it to be, it sounds as though it sounds really bad. So it's something that, we would pick up on. And I sat down and I said to myself, what is the real problem? It must have a bigger problem to all of this. Right? It has to have a real bigger problem to all of this. What is it? What is the problem that people are just what it is? So if you look up the meaning of the word recusal, all right, it means to remove yourself from an issue or a topic or a situation that you may have interest in, or you may know somebody who's close to you who have interest in. You listening? And I said, you know what? This has to have something more. This has to have something more to it than what some people are making it out to be. So today, I sat down and I said, I was contemplating, because I have two things. One clip that I really want to show the nation, because I wanted to hear from people in Tobago about this clip that I found. I found a clip, and I wanted to ask the people in Tobago about the clip, what is there, if this is really happening in Tobago, and I'll just find out from you all, hear from Tobagonians. So, recusal. So a judge may recuse himself from a case because he has an interest in the case, or a juror may recuse themselves from a case because a relative might be involved in the case. For integrity purposes, you recuse yourself. For integrity purposes. So if I am somebody of integrity, I will say, here what? I am aware of this situation, or I'm aware of somebody who's close to me in this situation, and I choose not to partake in the discussion. So I recuse myself. That's like you hearing somebody talking about somebody who you know very good. You and the person real tight, and you decide, yeah, what? I don't want to discuss this, because I and that person do well. And I don't want to be a part of this discussion because I may be biased towards this discussion. People who are of integrity will say something like that to you. Somebody who don't care will sit down there and will fight on behalf of somebody who they believe, hey, no, that's a good person. I know the person personally, or that's my family, and they'll fight to ensure that their family member or their good friend get through. Huh? Let's be real. But in Trinidad and Tobago, we're seeing, and here what is the issue? People are saying that as a government minister, you shouldn't have to recuse yourself so much times. So as a government minister, I should not have integrity so much times. But some people might say, but it's only because it's the government that you support or people support, you all are defending it like that. But if it was the UNC, you think you would have defended it like that? You think you would have stood up for, let us say if it was Jack Warner recused himself 95 times, you would have been able, you would have seen integrity in it? You see, it wouldn't change the fact that the word in recuse and the meaning of the word will still stand. It can't change the meaning of the word. The meaning of the word will still stand. You understand? But the issue is, and it is really sad that some of us we're not very happy when somebody takes the high road. You know that? We're not happy about that. We are upset when somebody does the right thing. We're upset about it. And when somebody does the wrong thing, we tend to try to understand it. What you mean by that, Pastor Google? I saw a young man did a video the other day, and he talked about eating from a pack of chips. So he said the opposition leader was eating from the treasury, eating, but she giving still. While she eating, she giving. 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 Right? But when, and listen now subliminally easy, but when this government and Dr. Rowley in office, he eating alone and not giving. And that, here we saying, eh? So he's trying to allude to the fact that Dr. Rowley alone eating, which you have no evidence or no fact of. But you know that when the opposition leader is there, she eating. It's amazing how we justify the wrong thing because we get in. Interesting, eh? Very interesting. So this is a story. Well, let me play for you this story with the with Minister Young from the Express. Listen to this.
Minister Stuart Young yesterday rejected any suggestion or insinuation that his recusals from participating in cabinet discussions due to a conflict of interest were in any way questionable or an indication of wrongdoing on his part. For it to be suggested that my recusing myself from discussions, deliberations, and decisions on cabinet notes is an indication of wrongdoing on my part is completely misleading, wrong and malicious as, ironically, the purpose of recusing oneself is to avoid conflict of interest and wrongdoing, he said yesterday as he responded to the Sunday Express front page story headline Chief Cabinet Recusers, which focused attention on him, as well as local government minister Faris Al-Rawi. Young has recused himself from cabinet deliberations 98 times since becoming a minister of government in September 2015 to February 2022, according to information provided by the Cabinet Secretariat in response to a Freedom of Information, FOIA, request filed by activist Ravi Balgaban Maharaj through his attorney, former Attorney General Anandram Logan SC. The FOIA had asked for details about the instances when members of the cabinet recused themselves from matters discussed in cabinet meetings between the period September 9, 2015 and February 1, 2022. In yesterday's story, Young explained why he had recused himself multiple times, saying it was remarkable that PNM ministers, having acted with integrity, were being targeted for doing the right thing, and that the UNC is attempting to turn around actions which are in conformity with standards of public integrity and use it to attack PNM ministers. Yesterday, he said he felt it necessary yesterday to again address what is obviously a continuing attempt to create a narrative of wrongdoing on my part. The following is Young's statement. I have taken note of today's front page of the Sunday Express and the headline at page 4. It is necessary for me to address what is obviously a continuing attempt to create a narrative of wrongdoing on my part. I have been a member of the Cabinet of Trinidad and Tobago for close to 7 years, and during that time I have participated in discussions, deliberations, and decisions on thousands of cabinet notes. Cabinet notes are brought by ministers from the various ministries for discussion, deliberation, and decision on a weekly basis and sometimes more than once a week. I've always recused myself and not participated in the discussions, deliberations, and decisions of any cabinet note, usually brought from the Ministry of Finance, and merely makes mention of NCB Merchant Bank, Trinidad and Tobago Limited, formerly NCB Global Finance Limited. NCB Merchant Bank, Trinidad and Tobago Limited is a 100% owned subsidiary of NCB Financial Group Limited, which is a publicly traded company listed on the stock exchanges of both Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago. NCB Financial Group Limited is the second largest indigenous financial institution in CARICOM and has an asset base of approximately $10.7 billion US. My brother is an employee of the NCB Financial Group and was the managing director of NCB Merchant Bank, Trinidad and Tobago Limited. As a result, I took the decision to recuse myself anytime any cabinet note merely mentioned that institution. This would have included occasions where the institution was invited to bid and it did not submit a bid, occasions where it submitted a bid and was unsuccessful, which was 97% of the time, and when it was chosen by Ministry of Finance public servants as being the preferred bidder in a competitive tendering process, which was less than 3% of all state financing from September 2015 to date. I recused myself beyond what is required by law, but I did so because I believe it is the right thing to do. As can be seen from the description of the decisions, I recused myself from 97% of the Ministry of Finance awards of financing were to financial institutions other than NCB Merchant Bank, Trinidad and Tobago Limited, for it to be suggested that my recusing myself from discussions, deliberations, and decisions on cabinet notes is an indication of wrongdoing on my part is completely misleading, wrong and malicious, as, ironically, the purpose of rescuing oneself is to avoid conflict of interest and wrongdoing. In conclusion, I emphasize that my brother is an employee of the financial institution and not the owner. Accordingly, I steadfastly reject the continued attempts to associate me, and by extension, my family, with any wrongdoing, especially by the suggestion that my recusals are questionable.
Next article.
Boy. All right. So, apparently recusing yourself means that you're thieving taxpayers' dollars. Apparently recusing yourself means that taxpayers not foolish. Apparently recusing yourself means that you're in cahoots with some, I don't know. So, if a discussion is going on about my family, a discussion starts up in a corporate company where my family would have bid for whatever, and I decide to recuse myself, walk out the room, or not be a part of the discussion, I in cahoots, or my family stealing the money? No, my family could bid, but that doesn't mean that they will get through. And the very fact to make it fair and to make it appear to be fair and balanced, I leave so that even if they get through, they can't say because of me they got through. And if they don't get through, they can't say, well, because of you we ain't get through. I'm trying to understand why some people are trying to find something that is not there. But something that was blatant in your face. And that is blatant in your face. You know, you're not seeing that. And what is that, Google? Come on the live. I want 300 persons on Facebook and 300 on YouTube. Because I have a video I want to show you. Especially if you're from Tobago. to ask you a question. 7 months in office, and I want to ask you if any of these things that was promised to you or that was said to you has come to pass. So I have a real interesting video to show. I found this video going through my phone yesterday. I said, let me clean up my phone because, you know, your memory starting to fill up on my phone a little bit. So I said, let me, recruise some of the things. Let me separate some of the things on my phone, delete some of the videos on my phone. And I came across this video. And when I came across this video and other videos that I said it's nice to keep in my archives, because even with a discussion I'm hearing on an urban station, a youth station, and I heard it, I want to applaud. I want to applaud, what's his name? From an urban station, I heard him yesterday. Blaze. Blaze. Take some kudos, my brother. Take some kudos. Let me tell you why take some kudos, my brother. So you all join me on the live. I'm giving you all an opportunity to come on the live. I want 300 on YouTube. I don't reach 262. Let me see what's going on Facebook. 245. We could do it. Let's go up. Let's take up the numbers up a notch. Go up to 300, and I want to show you all a video that a lot of you forgot. Especially if you're from Tobago, I want you to come on. So yesterday, yesterday Blaze, a caller called in and said to Blaze, what is his thoughts about the Prime Minister making statements about the vaccine and certain things like that? And Blaze said, but what the Prime Minister said, there is nothing new. They have been saying that from day one. How all of a sudden you have got this epiphany of awareness about what he said? And I said, wow, the fella said, so you did, and his co-host also said, why are you all being like that? If it's something wrong, I would say it's wrong. But he was straight up. Blaze tell him, no, my brother, that have been said from onset. And I was like, yeah, I can listen to this youth station. But there are some announcers on some urban stations I am really worried about. So join me on the live. Join me on the live. I want you to come on the live, and I want to show you this. And after this, well, the time is going, so I want you to come on the live, look at this video, tell me if you remember this video, and tell me what are your thoughts. I'm going to open up the phone lines right after this video. Jump on the live, because you know on a Tuesday, I don't have the luxury of time. So this is the video here. When I saw this video, I said, wow, where was this hiding all the time? Where was this video hiding all the time? So jump on the live. Look at this, especially if you're from Tobago. Tell me if you remember this and if you're experiencing it right now.
The Progressive Democratic Patriots will ensure that all government workers before December 25th receive an ex gratia payment. Really? We mean that. We are not here to talk and talk. The Tobago House of Assembly has authority to pay its employees as it well please. Being an expert in labor law and also a politician, the idea is to ensure that those who have suffered from the pandemic, those who have not had an increase, those who are trying to make ends meet, would be given a gift by the THA in the form of cash and in the form of a hamper. So you get two things, hamper and cash for the Christmas. You must be able to have a good Christmas. We are promising all working Tobagonians that. That's number one. Number two, we are saying that all unemployed persons will be employed in the period of 6 months. All. A-L-L. All. Mark my words. And number three, the last one. Number three, I'm saying to you, to ensure that everyone is employed, we will deposit in every electoral district $10 million to ensure all persons are employed. That money is used to develop every district. Gone are the days when development must take place in Crown Point, Scarborough, or wherever. Every single district, yes, all 15 of them must develop. So $10 million, that money will come from the development fund that is allocated some $250 million. 150 of that will be divided among the 15 electoral districts. It means a rising tide, brother, will lift all boats.
I lost for words, you know. I kinda lost for words there. I kinda lost for words. I don't know. Maybe we should go back to Stuart Young. Let me talk about Stuart Young, yes. Let me talk about Stuart. Let me talk about Stuart. Right, so I'm going to the phone line. I still in shock here, you know. Still in shock. All right, so 342-0081. 342-0081. 771-1791. And 466-5391. Hello, good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google. Pastor Google, you know they add up all the recusal, right? But in the recusal, the cabinet will have meetings on a particular issue about 4, 5, 6, 7 times discussing one issue before they make a final decision. So every time that has to come up in a cabinet meeting, the minister will recuse himself. So you understand what the minister said, the reasons for him recusing himself, and you could understand that. And I am saying to Trinidad and Tobago, if he has to recuse himself 1,000 times, it's better he do that. And not like the UNC. Because if the UNC finding fault and the man recused himself, you can imagine what them was doing, what their cabinet did. No wonder we had ministers making deals with contractors like the QF interchange. The mess that happened down in the highway to Point Fonte. You can imagine what went on in a UNC cabinet with UNC ministers. It's shocking. And they shouldn't talk about that because when you hear the things that they will quarrel for and talk that the minister, so much time he recused himself, at least it gives me a comfort that that there's no bid rigging and organization thing that what we see under the UNC. That ministers organizing with contractors and the cabinet and the prime minister who never doesn't even be in cabinet meetings. And what these fellas and them doing when she not even around. And she don't care because she gives back the information from Stacey, give it back to the minister and the QF interchange and them to fix that. Let's Stuart, if Stuart had recused himself 1,000,000 times, he has to do it 1,000,000 times. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, Pastor Governor. Good
Hi.
afternoon, all the callers and listeners. And 91.9 constructive to well, the previous caller take basically everything I want to say, but what I will say is this. The PNM government, the PNM party will always be held to a higher standard. That is something that the PNM has to live with. Integrity, morals, and we look to them to hold that standard of values and all that. That is a fact. UNC will never come to that standard based on the behavior because Kamala Prasad said it is party before country. And in my opinion, when she said party, she meant race before country. Their style of governance is totally different to that of the PNM, and you can look through the history, we'll have enough examples to show you. So something like recusal, which is a good thing, they will make it out as if there's something wrong with it, and it just simply means a conflict of interest exists, so you just remove yourself from that. We would like to know, and that is what somebody has to do, be one of those persons like the Ravi fella, and get a lawyer and let me write the Freedom of Information Act to find out everything that happened under their tenure, and then let us put it out. Because we would like to know who in the UNC government, the PP government, who did not recuse themselves from things that they may have had conflict of interest in. And again, the PNM will always be burdened with good governance and held to a higher standard, and we love that about the PNM. It may be frustrating sometimes, but when you're doing the right thing is the right thing, and it can't be the wrong thing. Thank you, Pastor Google. Reach home safely.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google. Thanks for the reminder. What a laugh. As a TJ worker, still waiting on the S-Gracia. But the gracious Fally says September, eh? Yes, he came out and said September, so don't forget to look for that clipping too. Remind the Tobagonians. But Watson Duke is in Trinidad having a book card at $700. Where is Tobago in that? He on the beat giving out clothes and all these tools and shoes and things. Where is Tobago in that? Pastor Google, nothing. He say all Tobagonians. So the people and them where Pastor Baines was sent home, there is not Tobagonians, Pastor Google. There is Trinidadians. No, there is aliens. They are from another world. That he's getting rid of these illegal aliens. Right? Getting rid of the illegal aliens. The last time I saw my representative for on my district was Plymouth Friday. I gave him a bounce, and Juve morning winding down low. Why is the another one lights, camera, action? She was on a big truck. Videotaping and all these things. That is the only time I said, no better beef, no better pork. Pastor Google Tobagonians crying, but you're not hearing the voice. That is Tobago people. They have pride. We have dignity. They're not saying a word. So we're still waiting on the ex-gratia payment. We're still waiting, but they say September. So if you look for the clip where Flip-Flop Farley saying September. But I know they say that CPAP workers be getting a raise a pay, eh? But I'm waiting on that. I don't work CPAP, I work THA Health. So Pastor Google, thanks for the laugh. So we're going to have to laugh on that.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hello, Pastor Google.
You hearing me?
Good afternoon. Oh, I'm not hearing me at all. I don't know if it's not rain down by me. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Yes, you hearing me?
Hello?
Are you hearing me now?
Yes, I hear you now.
Okay, then.
Right. Good afternoon to you and to all the listeners and callers. Recusal represents when you want to have transparency in governance. So you recuse yourself. When you are a person of a certain standing, you have certain standards and so on, you involve yourself in those kind of activities. The UNC know nothing about that. They don't have people of that ilk. You go, and I have to go back to the former commissioner. What you tainted with the UNC brush? You know nothing about that, you know. When he was supposed to recuse himself from certain matters with the Cambridge Analytica, didn't. And when people raise their voices and so on, then you say, well, okay, if the king is not closed, you're closed on something, and you didn't recuse yourself because you were already involved in another administration. That's what you're supposed to do. So when you have certain standards, and you want transparency in governance, you do these things. You recuse yourself. So nobody can point a finger at you and say, hey, you were privy to certain information, so you behave in a particular way, you and your family. So that's what that means. Pastor Google giving you some work to do. You see that 10 million that Mr. Duke was bandying about? You remember in the tenure of the UNC, they wanted to do that same thing, give all the different constituencies a 10 million, and the PNM people raised their voices and said no to it. That's what Mr. Duke coming up with. It's on the same playbook. So I'm giving you a little work to do. I know you do a lot of research to go back and pull that clip where they were doing the same thing that this man doing. So what does it tell you? That they in bed together. They're in bed together, so they're doing the same thing. So thank you, Pastor Google. So recusal lends itself to transparency in governance. It's a good characteristic, a good gesture. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, Google. I want to know who it is Lizzie Pitchnick for 99 years. And I want to know who is the contractor who collecting $7 million US every month with a sign a contract from now until 2036.
All right. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, Pastor Google.
Hi, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to your listeners and callers of 91.9. Pastor Google, every time the Attorney General gets up to speak in the Parliament, the UNC gets up and they walk out. Not so?
Yeah.
Why are they doing that? Because they are seeing that he didn't recuse himself from the court matter in Miami. Is that not so, Pastor Google?
Yes, sir.
That's what they say, you know. So they know about recusal on one side, but on the other side they don't know about recusal. Huh? Does recusal have a ceiling, Pastor Google? Huh? Does it? When the former Attorney General, who in court today, brought legislation with respect to the young lady to get housing, government housing, and then when he was out of the Parliament, he sued this government because he said that there was no housing for the young lady. He didn't recuse himself from that. So on one hand, you're on one side, and when you come out of that Parliament, you're on the other side. He didn't recuse himself and say, no, I'm not going to do that because I was once a part of this. You see, Pastor, at the end of the day, there's no ceiling on recusal. And they are waiting. You see, if Paris Alwari or Minister Stewart make the mistake and do not recuse themselves, they're going to do to them exactly what they have done to the present Attorney General. And they go continue to walk out and say, no, they corrupt. That is what they want to say. They're looking for some measure of corruption against this government. That is what they're looking for, nothing more, nothing less. So they find it difficult they want to say, no, it is bad. They want to sell that to the public who would not understand. Who may or may not understand, I should say. That is what they want to sell, but we're not going to buy it. We are going to do what is right and what is just, so the people understand, listen, the only real government that you all have, there's no other alternative. It is the People's National Movement. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. We shouldn't really be concerned about UNC, you know. You know, the word integrity, honesty, don't really relate to the UNC. You know, they do things when they get into office and they get a situation, they just thief. And that's all. So this recusal and this sort of thing, they can't link up with this sort of thing. So don't be surprised.
All right. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google.
Hi, good afternoon.
Calling from Ari Village, Princeton.
Yes, sir.
Great show, Susan. You know what's happening? Not to be wrong, but I think why the UNC are throwing us off on this recusal is because of the letter from Israel Khan to the yellow dress lady. He said she have to give back the silk or don't put SC in front of her name.
All right.
Pastor realize now the media highlight everything about Stuart Young and this one, but you know that particular letter what he wrote, the whole world knew about it beside the media.
All right. Thank you very much, caller.
John chapter 8, verse 32 says, "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." Tune in to the Street 91.9 FM every Tuesday from 6:30 to 7 p.m. for the program Walking in Truth with me, Pastor Gary Grant from Walking in the Spirit Ministries. Come, let's discuss how Christ